You know, it almost seems like a dream. Just truly, I can't believe it finally happened. The Bruins finally win in Montreal. Bruins win 3-1 over the Montreal Canadiens at Bell Center. Now, say what you want about there being no Carey Price. By simply saying that, you're discrediting what Mike Condon can do. And yes, while true, had Carey Price been there, they might not have won this game. But this wasn't about Carey Price. This wasn't about Mike Condon. This was the Tuukka Rask show. 32 of 33 saves. He only gets beat on a ridiculous bouncing puck. Thomas Plekanec off a faceoff where just on a rare occasion Patrice Bergeron loses a draw. Thomas Plekanec just throws it on, bounces into the air off the arm of Paul Byron, and that was the only time Rask got beat this entire game. And simply put, this game could be absolutely huge for the Bruins season as a whole. You get this win. If you can combine that with a win in the Winter Classic, this team will actually have confidence. Yes, they are struggling with some inconsistency problems at the moment, but when you can finally get the monkey off your back, known as your biggest rival, Montreal, that has been just owning you for the past couple of seasons, if you can get that monkey off your back and get that confidence that you can actually beat them, the impact that will have on this team and on this season truly can't be undervalued. Now, for the majority of this game, obviously up until about halfway through the third period, it wasn't looking good. Montreal gets the first goal, just a sucker punch, a straight right hand to the gut, knocking the wind out of this team. They look deflated, perhaps not my best choice of words, given the Boston sports team, but the bottom line is the wind was knocked out of this team, and you could tell. Now, you had Jimmy Hayes back in the game, replacing Tyler Randall. Probably a better idea, considering Montreal doesn't really play a physical, grinded-out style. David Krejci left midway through the second period, but he did come back to play, thank God. But you didn't see Hayes have the impact you would have liked. And again, up until midway through the third period, you kind of were like, okay, shit, what's Krejci's health looking like? Yes, he came back, but the team is struggling right now. And then something magical happens. Dennis Seidenberg takes a tripping penalty against Dale Weiss, who's been an absolute Bruin killer as of late. But an inaccurate pass from Montreal, Zdeno Chara bats the puck out of the air. I don't think most Major League Baseball players would have been able to get contact in this situation. Bats the puck out of the zone, and Louis Eriksson turns on the Jets. He's got Habs all over him, fights him off, gets on the breakaway, and finishes on the backhand, beating Mike Condon, tying this game. Perhaps the biggest goal for the Bruins this season thus far. And 42 seconds later, a dump and chase, the puck almost lost at the point, it's chipped in along the wall, and Ryan Spooner, with his best play of the season, a no-look behind-the-back pass that finds the tape of Landon Ferraro, who slaps it home. 2-1 Boston. Ferraro's third goal of the year since they claimed him on waivers. And Ryan Spooner's 9th assist of the year, and again, easily his best. As big of a rattling punch as that first Montreal goal was, these two back-to-back shots put Montreal on the mat. Louis Eriksson, again, now he has 11 goals this season. Whether or not we see him in Boston in the future, who's to say? Whether or not we see him traded, who's to say? It really kind of does depend on whether or not the Bruins are in a playoff spot. But if this is the Louis Eriksson we expected to see when they acquired him from Dallas. And if he can continue to play at this rate, again, I would love to see him stay in Boston. We obviously don't have an immediate replacement right now for him anyway. And Landon Ferraro, obviously people weren't expecting too much. I wasn't expecting too much, knowing he was having difficulty breaking in to that Detroit lineup. But now he gets his third goal. He's fast as hell. He works hard, and he's really carved out a spot for himself. And unfortunately for guys like Randall, like Ronaldo, like Joonas Kemppainen, essentially the fourth line, they really have to watch out now that Landon Ferraro's here. One of those three guys is going to lose their spot to Ferraro. And just over 5 minutes after the Ferraro goal, Matt Bolesky, again, he has had an incredible season. You might not have noticed him because he hasn't put up big goals. I don't know truly if you were expecting him to have another 21 goal season. You were probably setting yourself up for disappointment. We all kind of knew that was a fluke. But he, 9 times out of 10, is the hardest working Bruin on the ice, and he does it again here, grinding it out along the sideboards, gets the puck behind the net to Brad Marchand, who finds Bergeron in front, backhand, forehand, beats Mike Condon, 3-1 Boston. That is your final. Hallelujah. Again, Bolesky's 11th assist of the year, always the hardest working guy in the ice, and Marchand and Bergeron, their chemistry continues to be amazing. Whether or not Bolesky stays on their right wing for the remainder of the season, I'm not sure, but honestly, it's not that bad of a setup. You have him grind it out, and then you get it to the skill guys, and Bergeron and Marchand worked out perfectly here. Montreal have now lost 3 games in a row. They played Detroit on Thursday. Here's hoping the Wings can take advantage and keep knocking Montreal down in the standings with Price out. The Bruins moved to 7-1-2 in their past 10 and a 10-2-2 record on the road. So despite some unfortunate results on the road, overall it's looking really good. It's Boston's first win against Montreal since March 12th, 2014, almost 2 years. And again, now we move towards the Winter Classic on New Year's Day at Gillette Stadium. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be a very telling game for the Bruins and how their season's going to go. Aside from that, there's not really too much else to say. We had Claude Julien kind of shifting up the lines again, and it's been interesting that he hasn't been afraid to do that. You have guys like Frankie Vatrano only having 9 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time. Jimmy Hayes not much better, only at 10 minutes. He's going with the guys and putting the guys in the middle of the games that are getting it done and giving them the ice time that they deserve, and it's working out tremendously. Up next, we have the Florida Panthers at home, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. As they get their first 2-day break of the month, they have not had more than 2 days in between games since beating the Rangers at the end of November. That should pay big dividends. You get the Oilers at home on Monday, a little bit of a chance for revenge there, and then a home-and-home series against Pittsburgh, rounding out the end of next week. The Bruins very well could win these next 4 games. As far as Pittsburgh goes, if you split the home and home, I'll be happy. It's looking good, guys. If they can find their consistency and keep up this compete level, they'll be in good shape. Not fooling myself into thinking that they weren't outplayed for the majority of the Montreal game, but the bottom line is they got results. They got results. So that's it for now, guys. No questions, just joy. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe for more. Of course, I do recaps after every single Bruins game, and I will see you all next time.